and welcome to another Teacher's Corner. I'm Teacher Kirby, and today I'm going to be talking about a space set. It's one of the newer ones at the time of this recording. It's the Bajoran set. So the Bajoran set is available through the mission Scylla and Charybdis, and that is in the New Frontiers arc. Right after, and you see right there, so it's right after Melting Pot and before Renegade's Regret. So you can get 3 pieces of the Bajoran set from here, and that's the shield, the deflector, and the impulse engines. Okay, so you can get the 3 pieces. The 4th piece, the warp core, comes from the Bajoran Interceptor ship, which if you did the 8-year anniversary event, then that is available on your reputation under events. Click on store and account reclaim, and if I scroll all the way down, there it is, the Bajoran Defense Hyper Injection Warp Core. If you are a Romulan, you'll also see the Singularity Core available. Okay? So, that is the availability. Now, so why the Bajoran set? Well, let's take a quick look, and let me just ease. There we go. Okay, so we have here the Bajoran set. So I've got the deflector, the engines, the warp core, and the shield. So there's a couple things that are special about certain items. So first thing I'm going to say, every single set piece is re-engineerable. You can change these mods to do or to be whatever you want. So you notice I put on my deflector Drain X times 4. Okay. I put speed times 2 and turn times 2 on my engines, etc., etc. Okay, and I put a bunch of regen and resol on my shield. So there are 2 items in this set that do special things. So the shield, we'll talk about that first. The shield has what's called the Retaliatory Coronal Shield Ejection. This is a passive ability, and what it does is anytime a shield facing is depleted, it spouts off plasma damage in a cone to all enemies along that facing. Okay? And this can trigger once every 30 seconds per individual shield facing. So there's that. Now that, not a big thing, but you know, as far as DPS, it's not gonna, it's not gonna break your records, but it is something to be aware of. The second piece that we're going to talk about is the warp core. Now, at the time of this recording, if you did not participate in the 8th anniversary event, the warp core is not, warp or singularity core is not available to you. However, as they have in the past, they will most likely be putting the anniversary ship and therefore the warp core in the Phoenix boxes, most likely for reclaim. So stay tuned or keep an eye on that if you do not have this core, because this core has a special thing called the Siphoning Field, and it's about it's the bottom half of this tooltip here. So the Siphoning Field, up to 3 foes within 2 kilometers, drains some power. Now it says 18.6. That's based on my drain expertise stats, and I'm sitting here in sector space, so that's not even completely accurate. Okay, but so up to 3 foes, Okay. Drains power for 3 seconds. Then, after 3 seconds, to yourself, adds that power that was drained. And it does this for a total of 3 seconds. Now, this is up to 3 foes. Now, I have seen where if a foe goes out of range and then comes back in, that foe starts over the clock again. That's something to think of. But this is basically a plasmonic leech effect, and it does scale with drain expertise. It is a bit more limited than plasmonic leech, but you can stack it quite well because you notice up to 3 foes. So that means, assuming these numbers, I'm getting almost 20 power for every foe, up to my maximum power, of course. All right. Now, so that's a big thing. That power, huge. Okay? Now, the other big thing about the Bajoran set, why you may see it becoming pretty popular. So we've already gone over, you can re-roll every mod on here. We've already gone over the retaliatory coronal shield ejection and the siphoning field. There's more. But wait, there's more. So let's take a look at the set bonuses. Okay? So the set bonuses are actually quite interesting. So the 2-piece bonus is just a straight Category 1 boost to phaser, disruptor, and plasma damage. So if you are running phaser, disruptor, or plasma, this is like having an extra half console if you use just 2 pieces of this set. You could easily use the shield for the core ejection, give you that little bit of extra DPS, and the warp core for the drain, and boom, an extra half tack console worth of damage. Okay? And that's always there. There's no delay, there's no stacking, there's no within, it's just always there. Just like as if it were a tack console. Alright, so the 3-piece set bonus, range modulation. So this deals specifically with the siphoning field and the coronal ejection. So the range of these are effectively doubled. Okay? So the siphoning field, now it'll drain from foes up to 3 that are 5 kilometers away. Okay? And it's a lot easier to keep foes within that 5-kilometer radius than it is the 2-kilometer radius. And then you have the retaliatory coronal ejection. The range that it shoots out that plasma cone is doubled to 5 kilometers as well. And then, of course, there's the 4-piece set bonus, which is the Manipulative Energy Siphon Field. And this allows you to debuff your enemy's turn rates that are affected by the power drain by 33%. And, and gives you a damage buff. Or damage, sorry, and gives them a damage resistance rating. So, and then it gives you turn rate and damage resistance buff. So it drains even more from them. So yeah, very interesting. Very good if you run plasma disruptor or phaser damage, which is why you see this quite popular. Most people, at least for DPS, are using just the 3-piece. They use the warp core, the shields, and then the engines, and then they'll use a deflector, like for example what I have is a deflector from the colony for the extra crit chance and crit severity there. But you can use a deflector of your choice if you don't want the full 4-piece set. As I said, I run, at least on this character, with these three pieces, the engines, the warp core, and the shield, and then a deflector from the colony. But that is the Bajoran set. This is actually quite a nice free set, and you know, and making a big splash, as it were. So I encourage you to check it out, and that's it for Teacher's Corner this week. So I hope you learned something. You can hear the discussion of Teacher's Corner live every Saturday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on the Pilot Review Show. Hope to see you there.